great. That's great. You said like career opportunities though. Is there like an ideal spot that you'd eventually want to get to?
Well, I'm lucky enough that I've worked in careers where I can work anywhere. It's just a matter of finding the network because it's referral based. But my husband, because I go where he goes, I stay where he stays. It's more about giving him the opportunity to be around the people he needs to be around to grow his network and his business.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel pretty fortunate that I can plant some roots anywhere and make stuff happen for me.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you can kind of just set up camp wherever it is and do it, whatever it is you need to do.
Yeah.
So have you been a real estate broker for like your entire career, or have you kind of jumped around?
No, so because of the whole military spouse aspect, I have had to adjust my career every time we've moved. I am a college graduate, twice over. But as far as, I was a mortician for 8 years. So a funeral director / embalmer. And then I made the transition to real estate about 2 years ago.
Oh, I see. So why the transition to real estate?
Well, for one, we were moving again, and funeral service is a licensed industry, and the license doesn't transfer from state to state. And it just seemed like the right time to do it. My heart really wasn't. Funeral service is a very hard industry. There's a big emotional investment that's in it. And I love serving families and coming from a place of service and advocacy and following legal guidelines. And funeral service, I didn't want to do it in that realm anymore, but I was able to do those same things in real estate.
Yeah, I can see that you're definitely passionate about helping people. I think it's even in your Instagram bio, something along those lines, right? Relationships.
Relationships, results, and community. Those are my big 3 things that are very important to me.
Yeah. So with, I mean, a fairly small city, 45,000 people roughly, I'm assuming everyone's kind of close.
Not necessarily, because we do have we're next to a military base. And so with that, there's a lot of coming and going of people. There's a high turnover for people who actually live here and stay. On my individual street, though, I would say the neighbors are on a hand wave kind of relationship basis. We'll wave at each other, but as far as actually like hanging out, I don't know that really happens where I live, unfortunately. I wish that it was back in the 1950s when, you got along with, well, I wouldn't know, I didn't live in the 1950s. So but I wish that we were, had closer bonds and maybe saw each other more, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is difficult to trust people when you see others coming and going as often as the people there do, right? So I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
Now, does that make the, buying and selling process as a real estate broker, does that make it more difficult? Can you kind of take us through that process?
Oh no, you want people coming and going. You don't want people staying in one spot when you're in real estate, because you're not going to make any money if people are living in their homes and not moving anywhere. So with people with the constant coming and going, that's something you definitely want in real estate. And just always meeting new people. It's important that you have that turnover, as bad as it sounds, for building strong communities.
Yeah. So those kind of short-term connections actually give you a helping hand then, don't they?
It does. Yes.
I see that like you do a lot of your promotion through your Instagram. Are there any other ways you do your self-promotion? Because I know it can get pretty competitive for anyone within real estate, right?
Yes, it is a cutthroat business. Real estate agents, I don't want to say, I mean, they're like cockroaches. For everyone you see, there's 50 you don't see. But not all of them really market themselves or hold themselves to a high standard to really advocate for their clients. The way that I market myself is to just be as involved in my community as possible. For example, volunteering in my children's school, all the running clubs that I'm in, always talking to people. If I'm in line at the grocery store, just really making an effort to form organic connections with people in ways that aren't so in your face and salesy. So I do like to use the Instagram and really make sure that my posts are really varied and not just solely focused on real estate. And I like to use Facebook in the same manner, LinkedIn, but really my business is built by forming just natural relationships and connections with people out in the community.
Yeah. Sounds like you get a lot of help from social media. So.
I didn't realize I did. Like when you folks reached out to me, I was really surprised. Like, how did you find me? Like I didn't really think I was that, out there, but I'm glad.